All right, welcome everybody to April's Panvala League Community Updates meeting. This is kind of the monthly call where we try to share as much information between different communities as possible. At the end of the day, we always want to make sure that communities can benefit from each other when people need help, that they have a way to get it, when people have some initiative that they're trying to get more attention to, that they can help make that happen. And at the end of the day, whenever any community in Panvala succeeds, we all benefit because we all kind of share this thing together. So that's what we're trying to do here. Before I dive into it, we'll go ahead and go over a couple of announcements. So the first announcement is really about this meeting itself. Really, we think information sharing and meetings like this work better for communities that have a lot in common. So some of the coalitions have already started having their own like coalition specific meetings where it's a little bit of a smaller group and there's more focus on the kinds of things that they do. I went to the Future of Work Coalition meeting last week and it was pretty cool. And we think that more coalition specific community updates calls are probably the way forward. So that's what we're going to experiment with next month. Really having more of the information sharing happening in those more focused specific groups rather than the Panvala wide one. Just putting that on your radar. This month's call will still happen the same way it's been going, but for future calls, the idea is to have more specific type calls. And then this one will still exist, but as a call for communities that aren't a part of a coalition yet. They'll be able to share their information with everybody who shows up, and then we'll be able to find ways to tie them into new coalitions as they form, or maybe existing coalitions. The other announcement is about events. We just wanted to put out a reminder that the Panvala event site is a thing. And if you have a calendar for your community, we want to be able to import your events and give your community your own page on this events calendar site. There's a way to browse through all the events throughout Panvala, but there's also community specific pages. So if you don't have a calendar page for your community and you want one like this Metaspace page that exists here that lists all their events and makes it easy to catch up on what's going on, this is here for you. We want to import your events into it and make it happen. So just ping me on Telegram and we'll get your events imported. That's it for the announcements. I'll dive straight into the community updates. Basically, each community has about roughly 3 minutes to share an update about what they're doing. Let me make sure that I sync up with the slides because sometimes people are editing when the call starts and those don't get automatically imported. So now that I have the latest updates, let's kick things off with Dao House.
All right, hey everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome. So this is the first time I think Dao House is, I guess, is the first month that Dao is a member of the Panvala community. So we are excited to be here and excited to be part of the Future of Work coalition. Yeah, this has been a pretty exciting past, let's say, month, and really past like 6 or 7 months for us. Many of you may know Pokemon, which is the sort of the original app that was used to host or to manage or interact with Moloch DAOs. Dao House V2 is a complete overhaul, rewrite, and upgrade to Pokemon. So Dao House is basically a brand new platform at this point. So recently we kind of more officially launched Dao House V2, and we're super excited about that. There's a little screenshot of it over on, or one part of it over on the right there. And also within the last couple of weeks, we launched the House token as well as Uber House. Uber House is a DAO of DAOs. So all of, or many of the most active DAOs that are using Dao House are members of the Uber House DAO, and that is the DAO that is governing from now on is going to govern the Dao House ecosystem, as well as the House token supply, which is going to be used for a lot of different things including some community coordination and alignment and things like that, all amongst Moloch DAOs on the platform. And so the big change for us is that we're entering what we're calling the second story of the house. and that is really changing the way that we work and coordinate, because we're having to and want to be even more community forward and focused, given that our core team of 10 to 15 people is now expanding, and the definitions or the lines between what is our core team and what is the community are very much blurring, and we're very much trying to blur them. Also, we're now just responsible to Uber House and to all of the other stakeholders in our ecosystem in a way that we felt like we were before, but it wasn't quite. It's now much more concretely so. So we're having to figure out how to just work in this new way and devise new systems and think about what it is really that we're doing and sort of revisit everything that we're thinking about. One of those cool things is that we're at Dao House, we have this vision of Dao House becoming a developer platform for serving DAOs. So we have this concept of boosts where we, but also third-party developers, much like Gnosis Safe apps, can build little custom pieces that DAOs can use to interact with a given protocol or application. So one thing I would like to just introduce to everybody here, or put in everybody's ear, is the possibility that your community could build a boost for Dao House, and then Moloch DAOs everywhere would be able to interact with your smart contracts or your community or your protocol in some way. Other ways that you can help are just getting the word out about DAOs, especially Dao House. We've noticed that DAOs are starting to pick up in terms of the zeitgeist and sort of the community energy, which is awesome. Oddly, we have seen our this is a little bit weird, but we've seen Dao House be like left out of some articles that are focused on DAOs. That's okay. We're not really concerned about that, but it's been an interesting trend to note. We're definitely okay being the underdogs in the DAO space, but we would love for all of you to get to know us and to hopefully come to love us and share that with everybody. Like I said, we're changing the way we working and expanding our team, really changing our team into a set of contributors. And so we're looking for contributors of all kinds, technical, non-technical, marketing, communications, project managers, product managers, developers, whatever it is. I'm sure we'll have a need for any kind of skill. And we do have the ability to pay, which is something that we feel very fortunate to say, and hopefully that can help attract or bring in some people and give some people a chance to contribute in a meaningful way. And lastly, if you are a member of a DAO that is using Dao House, I encourage you to become a delegate to the Uber House DAO. So the way it works is each DAO that is a member of Uber House basically elects or chooses a delegate to participate in conversations, in governance discussions, and then also in the actual voting and execution of proposals. So if you are, if that sounds like something you're interested, come talk to me or come check out our Discord and say hello, and we'll get you all set up. We have our very first meeting actually at the top of this hour in about 45 minutes for all the Uber House delegates.
Awesome. It's been exciting to watch the Dao House story play out, and really excited to see where you go.
Thanks.
Next up is Giveth.
Hi, I'm excited to be representing Giveth here, and I think this is the first time we've had a slide at a meeting. I'm not sure, but it's exciting. I guess our biggest update is we just launched our new donation platform. It's live at giveth.io, and so we've been putting a lot of work into that, and we launched it finally March 24th. So go ahead, take a look, see what you think, maybe make a project, and we now have capability to donate on the XDAI chain, so you don't have to pay mainnet fees, which is amazing because they're pretty ridiculous. And I guess the other big update is we're going to start doing some like transparency updates of what's happened over the past 2 weeks, make a little blog post so that way you can kind of stay in the loop with all the inner workings and things that are going on. Um, then we have a Changemaker social media campaign that we're about to launch tomorrow, where we'll be collecting inspiring stories of people across the world working around different causes, and basically they'll create their project on Giveth, put that little hashtag, the Giveth for Change, and post it to either Twitter or Reddit, and then we'll be featuring all those projects in our blog. So it's kind of a win-win. We'll have new great projects on Giveth, and they will be getting more exposure than they normally would. And then every Sunday we also have our community call, and you can get connected with that on Discord. I put a link on there. And I guess the biggest way that you could help right now is honestly just going to the platform, creating a project or making some donations and just giving us feedback at this point. We really started with something streamlined and simple, so it would be really user friendly. And we're going to start adding more features as we go. And so to hear what the community wants and what people want to see on there and what kind of features you guys want, or maybe any bugs that you might find, and just let us know. It's really the biggest help right now. And there are many ways to join in the community through Discord. We have, we need contributors in all different angles. Like we're launching a huge communications thing right now and doing a lot of marketing that way. And then lastly, on Twitter, we're only like 100 people away from reaching 5,000. So if you haven't followed us on Twitter, do that and help us reach 5,000. And yeah, that's what I wanted to share.
Awesome. It's been great to see a glimpse of the future with low fees to make donations, which makes them a lot more practical.
Definitely.
Next up is Tripp's community.
Hi, Aniran. Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, great. Okay, so we have launched an experiment with NFTs for bookings. So you basically could buy this NFT on OpenSea, and the NFT represents a week in a villa in Ibiza in Spain. And the advantage of an NFT over a booking through a platform like Airbnb, for instance, is that there's about 20% cheaper because commissions are removed, and you can trade it a minute after you buy it. So what normally is a non-tradable asset, which is your booking with a place, becomes a tradable asset. So instead of canceling, you could sell it, or you could buy it for a profit in case you see prices go up in the area. And also after the stay, your NFT acquires two kind of values. One is potentially historical value because it's the first in history, basically. And the other one is reverse airdrop potential, right? Because you have an NFT which signals what kind of customer you are in this kind of space. So other villas, hotels, or anything travel related could airdrop you something to attract your attention. So it's an experiment. It's just there to basically see if NFTs can do also that. They've done so much in many other spaces. So it's really interesting to do that. It's an auction, so it will end next Monday, and we just basically kind of learning the dynamics and collecting data on that. That's it. So we are very excited about that. Then we launched a DAO and to purchase the used NFT. So people who don't go to this villa got together to buy the NFT from the people who go to the villa because of its historical and maybe again reverse airdrop like Web3 marketing value. And we are collecting money right now to buy it. And at the same time, these signals to the buyer of this NFT, to people who are going to stay to the villa, that they can sell it after the stay for a certain amount of money. So it's basically a discount on the villa itself. So that's it. We're very excited. It's very fun. I mean, it's good fun for us to do that, and we'll let you know maybe in the next meeting how it went. If you want to help, just check it out, see if you like it, and spread the word. That's all. Thank you.
Awesome. That's a really original NFT experiment. I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes. Next up is Upala.
Hey everyone. So a quick reminder about Upala. Upala is a price of forgery digital identity. So it provides a human uniqueness score measured in dollars. And this score represents how much it would cost to forge the account, the user account. So this update, so we now started to signal that we are looking for investors. And we are exploring the fair launch path. So just starting to talk with investors, so how they see it, how we can do it together. We also made a first Upala community call. You can click the link in the presentation to see the tweet. And we're going to repeat this first community call as many people asked for a repeat. It will be tomorrow. So first thing you can really help is to join the call and to know a little bit more about what Upala is and our mission, and a little bit about plans and maybe questions. Another thing you can help us with is help us explore the fair launch path, because I personally just don't know how to do it, and started to think it in the blog post called Machine DAO, which will then hopefully lead to the actual Machine DAO. Maybe you'll have some examples of teams launching from scratch, or better, individuals, because right now there is actually no team. It's most of the time it's only me in programming. And there is also an open letter to VCs where there are several questions that you can help with. So I would really appreciate that. And of course, join the resistance, see our Telegram, Discord, and Twitter. We'll be glad to see you there. Thank you.
Awesome. Next up is Woman of Crypto Art, who I don't believe are here to present their slide because they couldn't make it. But definitely check out what they're up to. Make sure that the link to the slides themselves are in the chat. And then next up is Handshake.
What's up, guys? So a lot's been going on for Handshake. Recently, we've been doing like a lot of name gifting and stuff to people. So notably, like Namecheap, which is one of the biggest registrars in the traditional DNS world, has claimed both their domain on Handshake, and they also claimed about $3 million of tokens in the airdrop. So that was pretty cool. And then we also got Terry Crews, who's like a pretty big actor, to also claim his Handshake name, and he's been using that. So that's been really fun. And so yeah, the community's been growing like outside the crypto space and getting like more traditional people, which has been really cool. And then the next biggest update, I guess, is like we're DAOifying the Handshake Development Fund. So mostly it's just been me, and like I'm the only person on the multi-sig, so it's not really a multi-sig. I just airdrop money to people, and so I'm trying to find out ways to like get other people involved in different specific areas. So I'm mostly still covering kind of like the developer side of things, like giving money to different applications and protocol developers, and then I'm having other people come on board to do like community ambassadorships and fundraising and other things like that. So yeah, that's been in progress. And then we've also just been working on like a wiki, just so there's like more information. There's not a lot of info out there about Handshake, so that's kind of, it's not like a community effort that we've been trying to get more knowledge and awareness about what actually is this technology, why is it useful, how can you get involved, things like that. And we have a new Discord if you guys want to come in. Normally we have like a lot of Telegram groups, but this is like a Discord where you can like talk to individual projects. You can ask about like getting grants from the Handshake Development Fund. We're also like forming another DAO that's not the Handshake Development Fund. So there's a lot of conversations in that community about like just a general Handshake DAO, if you're interested in that. So yeah, a lot of things going on. And as always, if I know there's some new people on the call, so if you had a GitHub account in 2018 with more than 15 followers, you have a Handshake airdrop for you. And actually this USD value is way off now, but I think it's about like $2,500 in Handshake that's waiting for you that you can claim. in the Handshake airdrop if you had GitHub followers. So you should check that out.
Awesome. I kind of love it when people are launching more DAOs all the time. So definitely best of luck getting more people to step up and take on those roles to help distribute those funds. So that's all the slides they had. If anybody added their slides after, I can go find it. And if anybody wants to give an update without a slide, now's the time. Just feel free to unmute and go nuts. And if not, then we'll go ahead and call it. Again, thanks everybody for coming. Thanks for sharing what's going on in your communities. At the end of the day, we want to help everybody succeed. That's what this thing's all about. And if there's any way that that we can support you, that other communities can support you, we always want to know. So again, the format for this thing is probably going to be changing for the next month. Definitely want to highlight the coalitions and the activity that's going on in there with smaller focus groups. So if your coalition hasn't started scheduling regular meetings, we're going to work with you to help make that happen and have more focus sharing going on so you can get the maximum benefit of the time that you spend talking about what you're up to. So any feedback is always welcome. If things are going well, I want to hear it. If things are not going well, I want to hear it too. And we always want to make this more valuable for you. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
you.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.